Hi, Kerry here. Welcome to the Moon in Libra channel. Today is the 14th of January 2022 and I'm doing a quick reading for Monday the 17th of January because we have a full moon in Cancer occurring on that day. I'm going to show you some things from my moon diary, which I absolutely love. It's got some sections on the new and full moons in this diary, and it also talks about the retrograde planets, which at the present time we have 3 planets in retrograde. We have Venus, Mercury, and I think Uranus was the other one. I'm just going to have a look at that. Yeah, Uranus is in retrograde up until the 18th of January. So during this full moon, we've got 3 planets in retrograde. So I'll read a bit about each of the planets that are retrograding at the moment and what it says in here. So this is by the Flickering Cauldron. And it's a really cool diary, actually. I really like it. I got it as a Christmas present. And I think I'm going to be using it quite a lot. But it talks about Mercury retrograde. So Mercury went into retrograde today. And I actually felt the energy shift. And my dog's coming to join me. Okay, sorry about that. My dog came in my room. I had to send him downstairs. Okay, so I was going to read about Mercury retrograde. So it went into retrograde today, and I'm quite interested to find out what time Mercury actually went retrograde, because I felt a shift in my energy today, probably between 2 and 3 o'clock in the afternoon. I was quite motivated for most of the day, and then it got to 2-3 o'clock and I just felt like I couldn't function. I was trying to work, I had really bad writer's block, and then lethargy set in, and I thought, no, I need to be resting, and clearly the energies aren't right for me to be working at the moment, so my brain just couldn't function basically. So I had a rest and I put that work away for another day. I don't know when I'm going to get to do it, because I work in social care and I'm working a lot over the weekend and into next week. So anyway, that's neither here nor there. So Mercury retrograde, what it says about Mercury retrograde is focus on what you have and could have. What have you started and not finished? Reconnect with any parts of your past that made you happy. So it's kind of 6 of Cups energy, that, isn't it? Looking back on your past and remembering your childhood, all the good times and things like that. So that's what it says for Mercury retrograde. Venus retrograde is occurring until the 29th of January. And it says this is absolutely not the time to make any life-changing decisions, especially in regards to work, or more importantly, personal relationships. Wait for this retrograde to pass, when you will have more clarity before you end or commit to a job or a relationship. Okay, so it's about just holding fire while Venus is in retrograde. And then we also have Uranus retrograding in Taurus, going on from the 1st of January until the 18th of January, which is next Tuesday or Wednesday. So with the Uranus in retrograde, it says not a good time to be pushing a personal agenda at home or at work. And the classic look before you leap warning totally applies. Whilst it may not be in your nature to take the middle road, if you don't, you may be seen as overly argumentative, when in reality you are a staunch champion of worthwhile causes. So don't lose your well-earned reputation. So it's the look before you leap energy, which I think I brought through in the January energy reading. It was about taking that leap of faith, but making sure you look before you leap, and making sure you're not just blindly jumping into something without weighing up everything first. Okay, so then I'm going to have a look. I'm going to talk a little bit about the moon in Cancer energy, how I see it, and then I'll go to the book and see what it says in here about it. But for me, full moon in Cancer, so the Cancer is a water sign which is ruled by the moon. So with this being a full moon in Cancer, I'm finding the energy that I'm picking up around this moon to be very reflective and kind of wanting to hibernate a little bit. The Cancerian energy can be very much going into your shell and a hibernation type energy. So there may be the craving and the urge to retreat, wanting to stay at home and just enjoy being at home, just resting and spending time with your family, and doing some quite introspective and reflective work, which is always good around the full moon as well. So it's going to be about tapping into your feminine side. I've already done the readings for the one card readings for next week. So on Monday we got the Empress energy, which is obviously very feminine energy. It's about tapping into your receptive side, opening your heart to generosity and compassion and forgiveness. So the full moon energy is all about forgiveness and looking back and seeing who and what you feel you want to send forgiveness to, remembering that you can send forgiveness to yourself, remembering that you can send forgiveness to situations as well. So it doesn't have to be a person, it can just be things that have occurred that didn't turn out well, that perhaps led to stress or depression or something terrible happening that was unfortunate, and you can just send forgiveness out to that event, basically, just to clear the energy. Ho'oponopono is a good tool to use for that. Ho'oponopono is I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, I love you, and it just lifts the energy. If you send that energy to a situation or a person, it just shifts that energy from lower vibrational energy up into the energy of love. So Ho'oponopono might be worth looking into, and during this new moon sending out that energy to anyone or anything, any situation that you feel would benefit from it. Right, so we'll go to the write-up in the book to see what it says about the January full moon, and it's the Wolf moon. So it says, Wolf full moon is in Cancer, symbolic of knowing and understanding your feelings and of those around you. A Cancer moon is an ideal time for spells that revolve around friends, family and fertility. So there's not a lot of information about the full moon in Cancer energy, really. It talks about the herbs that are corresponding to it. It corresponds to the element of air. Animals, wolves, coyotes, foxes, birds, blue jay, pheasant. Colours, black, silver, white and violet. There's not as much information. When I saw that, I was like, oh, there's all information about the full moon, but there's not as much as I was kind of hoping. Anyway, never mind. I've given you my take on the energies of it, so I'm going to go to the cards now and see what comes through. Okay, so this is for the full moon in Cancer. We've got the Eight of Water, the Ace of Fire, the Five of Fire. That came through with the one card readings. I feel like I need 6 cards. Cancer's the 6th sign, so the number 6 is coming to me as well. 8 of Earth. That one came out with the 1 card readings as well. The Emperor. Archangel Michael. And the 2 of Water. Okay, so we've got fire and water, a little bit of earth, and then Archangel Michael coming through in the Emperor position. Organisation and logic, structure and discipline, leadership. 8 of Water, a desire to move on, the search for something more meaningful, spiritual and emotional growth. So a time of spiritual and emotional growth. The Cancer full moon is all about your emotions, evaluating your emotions. I feel coming through with the Emperor, it's about emotional maturity as well. We've got the Ace of Fire, an exciting new opportunity, career advancement, change your life now. Lots of fiery energy coming through next week. We had the 2 of Fire in the 1 card reading. We had the 5 of Fire come out in the 1 card reading. We also have the 8 of Earth. So it's a time of kind of solidly working towards what you want. I'm trying to, the 8 of Water, the 8 of Cups. The 8 of Cups is the card of leaving things behind, walking away from a situation that isn't serving you well. Perhaps things turning out unexpectedly, things not being what you thought they would be. Perhaps with the full moon there's going to be some things that were illusionary being brought to light. Disillusion is the word that's coming to me. Disillusioned. Seeing the truth in a situation that perhaps you thought was completely different. Leading you to just want to walk away from that situation. But with the 8 of Fire coming in, there's going to be new things on the horizon as well. One door closes and another one opens. But then we've got the 2 of Water, which is ultimately... we've got the word forgiveness on this card. The positive resolution of a conflict. So I feel like Archangel Michael's coming in with protective energy, wanting to protect everybody in this situation, this 8 of Cups situation. People just not being who you thought they would be, situations not being what you thought they were. It's like a veil being lifted and you're seeing people for exactly who they are, but that doesn't necessarily have to be a negative thing. Forgiveness and acceptance and tolerance can win out. Archangel Michael coming through, like I say, with a protective energy in the position of the Emperor to bring through maturity, emotional maturity, so that you can cope with this situation in a mature way, so that ultimately it can be resolved in a positive manner for everybody involved. Sorry, my phone needed to be plugged in to charge. So we've got, in these cards, we've got some conflict coming in, definite conflicting energy coming in that's going to make you just want to walk away. But I feel with the masculine energies of Archangel Michael coming in and the Ace of Wands coming in to keep you kind of on track, and the 8 of Earth the grounding energy of stability and working hard. I think it's saying that, you know, whatever it is that's on the line during this time is worth working for, and it will ultimately have a positive resolution of a conflict. Okay, so I'm going to ask for, I feel like that's quite a general reading for things that are going to be occurring over the next few days or weeks. I want to ask the cards for some specific energy coming through with the full moon. So what is the specific energy that's going to be around during the full moon? I'm putting those cards back in the deck just in case any of them need to come out again. Right, that's just flipped. Okay, the Four of Earth, stability and grounding. Okay, it says being too frivolous or too cautious with money, good business decisions given to those less fortunate. Four of Earth is the card of kind of being quite stubborn. Quite measly. Is that the word? Measly? Penny pinching, sitting on your possessions, hoarding, that sort of thing. I think it's a base chakra wound that's being highlighted in this card. Base chakra wound. It could, what this card is saying to me with the Cancer full moon, I feel like there could be base chakra woundings coming up in terms of remembering and recalling childhood trauma, perhaps a need for some inner child work, reparenting your inner child. There could be some real emotional issues coming up with this full moon. I'm not going to pick another card because I asked for one card, one overall card, and the energy that I'm getting from this card is base chakra wounding. I'm going to go to the book and see what it says in the book for the Four of Earth. This can be a card of extremes. It may be a cautionary message to take care of your resources. Perhaps it's time to create a savings account or review your spending habits. It's also possible that you're too financially conservative. Additionally, this is a message to donate time or money to charities and worthy causes. Your hard work is paying off, but stay alert to new possibilities. Change is inevitable and can bring newfound sources of abundance. Be open to new and exciting opportunities. That's the Ace of Wands energy coming through there. Don't let fear-based thoughts limit your actions. And it says additional meanings of this card: good business decisions or investment, large purchases, penny pinching, fears that what you've accumulated will be lost. It's that base chakra fear of instability, fear of not being protected and not being stable. Yeah, I definitely feel like there's base chakra wounding coming up over this full moon period. Could be quite traumatic emotionally. Lots of really intense emotions being purged over this full moon period. Do lots of journaling if you can, and just, you know, try to work through the emotions that come up for purging over this period. You may have found that this process has already started. I've been feeling very drawn to base chakra work this week. I've been doing all sorts of grounding activities and really focused on trying to balance my base chakra this week. So I feel like it's probably in preparation for the energies. yeah, and I've been triggered like by some really silly things. I got a book called The Creatrix, She Who Makes. It came through yesterday and I really can't wait to read it. But I read the beginning or the back of the book or something, and the woman who had written it gave a list of all her family's creative, like their websites or links to see how creative her family was. And I was looking at the list, and it's her mum and her dad and her brother and her sister and her aunts and her cousins, and I just became jealous. It's the only word for it. I just became jealous of somebody who's obviously so close to her mum, still got both her parents. I've lost both my parents, and that's a triggering thing for me sometimes when I see people with both parents who are my age or older. It's a base chakra wound that is triggered in me. So yeah, I mean, I'm putting that out there. That's something that I was going through yesterday. It didn't last very long because I grounded my energy, and you know, I recognized it as a trigger. I recognized it as a base chakra wound, and I was able to do what I do in those situations, which is I reparent myself. I literally visualize myself as an adult, going back to myself as a child and taking myself away from situations that cause me pain. And I kind of bring myself back to the present moment, try again to focus back on the energy of gratitude and look at what I've got to be thankful for. And I always find that the energy of gratitude helps just to lift my vibration out of that energy of the base chakra wounding. So yeah, that's the reading for the full moon in Cancer on the 17th of January 2022. And I'd just like to say again, I think I mentioned it in one of my, well, I will have mentioned it in my reading for the 18th of January. The 18th of January is my mum's birthday. My mum passed away in 2017, so I'm going to say happy birthday again to my mum for the 18th of January, and I will be thinking of you, Mum. And yeah, it's always a tough one for me that day, so I'm going to need to just kind of get through that day. It's always a tough one. So yeah, anyway, thank you for watching, and I will be back again with my one card reading on Monday. Okay, take care. Bye.